go.
What's up, everybody? It is I, your favorite, the Doc. I'm here, as always, with your other favorite, Dynasty Owl. And today, we got another great show for you. And I know myself and the Commish, we sent you a couple of some sleepers we had for this upcoming fantasy football season. Now that Dynasty Owl is back from his vacation, he is here to give you his sleepers. Before we get into that, though, MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com, the premier destination for Dynasty, Redraft, pretty much fantasy football, period. And, you'll have me running your draft. So come sign up for a league. We're running them every night. I mean, it's football season, guys. No more waiting. It's time to get into those drafts, get your teams ready. It's the best time of the year, Al. But I won't say anything else. We'll lead it over to our friend Al here.
Yeah.
Big sleeper coming from Al here. I can just.
Oh yeah, I got two of them actually.
Two of them.
Because you know me, I love my sleepers, especially dynasty sleepers. I love some of these young guys, just grabbing them early, watching their careers kind of grow into something nice.
Yes, I like it.
But yeah, so I'll kind of kick it off with my first one.
Okay.
So obviously I'm talking dynasty sleepers. These aren't guys I necessarily think are gonna produce year one. Some of them could. You can make a case for it, but
sure.
These are more the long plays. The first one though, I think slightly higher chance he could pop as a rookie year one, and that is Los Angeles Rams tight end Jacob Harris.
Interesting.
So some of you who don't follow football quite as much as we do, or aren't just diving into training camp highlights every single day, you might not know who Jacob Harris is.
Some might say you have a life, and maybe some of us don't when it comes. But
for those of you out there who are just like us and you have nothing better to do all day than to refresh Bleacher Report and all your other various football streaming services, Jacob Harris, he's been popping at training camp and even going back before, like the OTAs and some of the offseason programs. There were good reports coming out. Obviously, Tyler Higbee is there, but Tyler Higbee actually missed a lot of this offseason with an injury. Don't even know exactly what his injury was, but I saw
some research.
Saw that, the doc will give you an answer, as he does doing doctor things over here on injury prognosis.
Yes, thank you.
But anyway, so Jacob Harris, he went to UCF, was actually a receiver there. He's about 6'5". I think probably only in about the 220s for weight, so obviously light for a tight end. But 6'5", he could keep adding on weight. But even if he's just kind of, in sort of like a tweener role, or almost like a flex tight end, moving around like an Evan Ingram type of role, this guy is ultra athletic. So I know I've talked about Player Profiler before. It's a great website to go on, type in a guy's name. They give you all kinds of, their measurables from how they tested at the combine or pro day, whatever you have. But for Jacob Harris, I mean, this guy in the 99th percentile, 100th percentile for some of their workout metrics. I'm sure a lot of that is because he's listed as a tight end, when in reality, maybe more of a receiver. But hey, who cares? I mean, if he's lining up as a tight end and that athletic, then yeah, I mean, those athletic measurables, they matter. This guy's going to be a freak athlete, lining up, in two tight end sets probably. Matthew Stafford's there. I know we got some weapons we love on the outside, but the volume, it could be enough to, especially at the tight end position, he could be fantasy relevant as a rookie. On top of that, this is kind of a negative for his dynasty long-term value, but he's actually pretty old. He's like a 24-year-old rookie, but maybe a pro for his redraft value. I mean, this guy, he's older. He's probably more mature, been experienced, played a lot more football than some of these guys who come out super young, like a David Njoku, who had barely learned the game in his rookie year. So just a little bit different of a background, but super athletic. Already showed well in the first preseason game. I think he led the team with 7 targets, had like 4 catches, 40-some yards. So I don't know. I like him long-term, but I think there's a chance he could hit this year, especially if Tyler Higbee, is banged up, or even if they just run a lot of 2 tight end sets.
Yeah.
Did you get anything on Higbee's injury?
I couldn't find anything on his injury.
Yeah.
I did see he's back now, though.
Okay, yeah, so that's fine. But we don't love Tyler Higbee anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't even think if Tyler Higbee's on the field, it doesn't even necessarily hurt him, because like I said, I think Jacob Harris will make his money in 2 tight end sets where you can kind of flex him out, move him around a little bit, and just kind of give him the ball in some creative ways. But
I will say I did see in the article I read that he's being drafted as the 17th tight end thus far, and I think that's pretty good value.
Jacob Harris?
No, Tyler Higbee.
Okay, yeah.
Which seems kind of low.
Yeah, I'd say.
I can't think of 16.
So maybe they're both a value. You get Tyler Higbee as the 17th tight end, and then as like the 40th tight end off the board, you grab Jacob Harris just in case he pops. But
maybe even dynasty-wise, you get Higbee and
then grab
Harris.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice little 1-2 punch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like it a lot.
Don't mind that at all. Little Kyle Rudolph, Irv Smith action that I never really facilitated too much, but you get the idea.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, that was my first one. You got anything else to add on Jacob Harris?
No, I like it though.
Yeah.
I'm always into a big athletic tight end.
Oh yeah. So my next one, this one's much more of a long play. I do not expect a big role as a rookie. However, I will say he was out there with the starters for the little bit of time the starters played for this team, which I don't believe Mike Evans played this game, but Chris Godwin, I think, was out there, and Antonio Brown was out there. But Jalen Darden, he got a target when Tom Brady was in, and Tom Brady, I think, only threw 2 passes. So one of Tom Brady's passes went Jalen Darden's way, and I think he actually led the team with 9 targets in the first preseason. Yeah.
You just do your thing, Al. I'll pull the numbers up.
Anyway, sorry, I'm already here because I just looked. 6 targets, second on the team. Only had 2 catches off those 6 targets. But anyway, long story short, I mean, he was on the field. Like I said, I know Mike Evans I don't think Mike Evans played. I wasn't watching the game. I was on a honeymoon, so don't fault me for not watching every preseason game this week. But yeah, I was checking box scores regularly, as I often do this time of year. And but no, for those of you who don't know, I mean, Jalen Darden put up huge numbers in college. Went to a smaller school though. It was North Texas, right?
I believe so.
It was either North Texas or Marshall.
That sounds.
I think it was North Texas.
They're
green.
Jerseys. I'll double check.
Yeah, double check.
North Texas.
That's what I thought.
I was gonna say that sounded right.
Yeah. But anyway, like in his senior year, I think he broke the record for receiving touchdowns in the year and did it in only 9 games. I mean, it was like 19 touchdowns in 9 games. I mean, absolutely filthy. Smaller guy, obviously quick, pretty fast as well. A beast after the catch, good catching deep balls. Like I said, this year don't expect much because we've got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, even Scotty Miller. But obviously, I think he's a bigger part of their long-term future than Scotty Miller. They moved up in the draft to get him in the 4th round. So they traded up for the guy, took him in the 4th, even though they were loaded at receiver already. So obviously, I think they've got some sort of vision for him long-term.
Right.
And it just reminds me a lot of, some of these Pittsburgh Steelers teams were all in the same time. And they had guys like Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, Antonio Brown.
At the same time.
All at the same time. I think there's even a 4th guy that was
Martavis Bryant.
Yeah, I mean,
at one point.
So it just kind of reminds me of that, where like he's just one of these guys where it might take him a couple of years, but eventually he's going to get the opportunity and pop. But yeah, so just deep dynasty sleeper, especially in most of our Masters leagues. Definitely probably, a free agent right now. You might be able to get by like almost the whole year without even rostering him. And then he's a guy in our Masters leagues. I'd like to pick him up like week 16 or whatever, like that last time of add and drop. And then you just wait for the off season. Although I think Chris Godwin will be there long term. He's on a franchise tag right now. Antonio Brown easily could be done after this year. So he easily could be the number 3 receiver next year, possibly even the number 2. But I think realistically, Godwin, Evans, and Jalen Darden in 2022. And if Tom Brady's if Tom Brady's playing another year, I like him then. Kyle Trask long term, it could work. So yeah,
I like it. I like
kind of a long play, but
I love the deep sleepers.
Yeah,
love it a lot, especially in Dynasty. This is a guy. Yeah, I'm with Al. I see a nice line to playing time for him. I mean, like you said, Godwin on the tag, AB. I mean, he's getting up there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variables in play that he's a guy to keep your eye on at the end of the season when it's time to stash for sure. I love that.
Oh, and on top of that, I mean, kind of goes without saying, but he's been making noise at camp. Like if you Google him, I mean, reports come out like, oh, he's impressing at camp, looks fast, blah blah blah, doing all the right things. So yeah, they traded up for him. Played a lot in the first preseason game, doing good at training camp. Still guys in front of him, though, which is going to hinder his, ADP, obviously, and output this year. But long term, I think he's a guy who's going to make some noise.
I like it a lot. You heard it here first, guys.
All right, that's all I got. Those are my 2 sleepers.
Excellent stuff from Al there. As always, mastersfantasyfootballleagues.com. I know I said it at the beginning. I'll say it again now. We're running drafts every night. It's football season, finally. So sign up for a league. Let me run your draft. We could talk a little bit of shop in the chat, I suppose, if that's what you want to do. Then, as always, like, subscribe, leave something in the comments if you want. Let us know what you think about Al's predictions here, and any sleepers you think are coming this season. Feel free to pop those in the comments too. I'd love to hear what you got to say about that.
Yeah.
So,
or any sleepers that you just want to know more about, where you don't, you heard the name or saw him flash and you don't feel like doing the research. Leave the name in the comments. We'll check it out. And I'll do some deep diving
I'll do that
for
legwork
you. Yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah. We'll do a little show.
I'd do that for you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything for you. Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.